I wanted to give y'all an update on a case that I included in a video a while back. As some of you may already know, there have been amazing developments in a missing person case. I previously detailed the story of a John and Jane Doe found murdered in the woods near Wallaceville Road in Houston, Texas in January of 1981.
We'd never heard from them. We put out feelers every way we do how.
I was on the freeway once and a young man passed me and it looked so much like my junior.
Thanks to forensic genetic genealogy, they were finally identified decades later as Harold Dean and Tina Lynn Klaus. Their loved ones went 40 years not knowing where Dean and Tina were and what happened to them. The discovery of their identities led to another huge question: where was their baby girl? Not only did genetic genealogist Allison Peacock, founder of FHD Forensics, use her research skills to determine Tina Klaus's identity, but after becoming the family's advocate, she was involved in the discovery of Tina and Dean's daughter, who has miraculously been found safe and sound 40 years later. Holly Marie Klaus was about a year old in 1980 when she was traveling with her parents as they moved to Texas for work. When Holly was found, she was living in Oklahoma with her husband of more than 20 years. She also has 5 children and 2 infant grandchildren. As an infant, Holly was left at a church in Arizona by 2 women who were barefoot and wearing white robes. These are possibly the same women that returned the car to Dean's mother in Florida when they tried to get money from her. His mother hoped to get answers from the women when they dropped the car off, but they were vague and quickly left. The same group of men and women had been seen traveling around southwestern United States in the early 80s and had been spotted in Arizona, California, and maybe Texas asking locals for food. Several experts consulted about the case believed this group to be the Christ family cult. The family that raised Holly are not affiliated with the traveling women and are not suspects in the case. Thankfully, Holly has finally been reunited with relatives, but her parents' mysterious deaths still remain unsolved. Right now, in order for the unidentified to become identified, it takes financial assistance from people like you. On average, it takes about $6,000 to fund the lab costs associated with DNA of a John or Jane Doe. If even 1,000 of you guys donated just $5 to this cause, we could just about fund a case with FHD. I will link the description below if you would like to support this amazing cause to help our fellow brothers and sisters get their names back. I had the pleasure to speak to Allison Peacock, the founder of Family History Detectives, whose hard work helped make all this happen. Allison was interviewed about this case on Good Morning America this morning, and we are all still reeling from this development. Let me introduce you to Allison as she tells you a little more about this miracle, and also be on the lookout for her upcoming podcast titled Family History Detectives.
Wow. Who would have ever thought that just 8 months after I made a phone call to a murder victim's family member that we would all be here, celebrating the miraculous return of their missing daughter and suddenly ramping up a fund to help close other cold cases. My name is Allison Peacock. I'm an investigative genetic genealogist, and I had the privilege of identifying Tina Lynn Klaus last October. Just moments after I called her husband Dean's family, I found myself witnessing firsthand a dramatic family mystery unfolding, and it was a mystery that needed solving desperately. Over the following few months, I became the family's advocate, and we worked with the media, DNA testing, and several different law enforcement agencies to launch a nationwide search for Holly Marie Klaus and to get her story out there. And we shared Dean and Tina's story too. I was blessed to be brought into the family's healing process as a sacred witness. We visited their graves, and we went to the site where their bodies were found, and we laughed together. There was a lot of laughter. Now, with the discovery this month that Holly is alive and well, in what I believe is the oldest missing child reunion ever, the families are already making plans to spend time with her. And hours after finding her, they declared to me, "We need to pay this forward." So what we decided to do was repurpose a GoFundMe that we started last year to look for Holly, before law enforcement was involved. We renamed that fundraiser the Dean and Tina Lynn Klaus Memorial Fund, and we're seeding that fund again with some new money that the family raised by speaking to the European media. And because this is not enough to fund a full genetic genealogy investigation, we're asking for your help. We need your help. If everyone listening that cares about justice for John and Jane Does or wants to help other families learn what happened to their loved ones donates just the cost of a cup of coffee, we can make this happen. Dean's mother told me, as soon as we decided to do this, my junior laid there for 40 years without us knowing about it, and without his identity. I want to help another family not have to go through that. Or if they do, maybe we can at least be their miracle. Tina's sister said it this way: if our miracle can be extended to others awaiting word about missing loved ones who are unidentified, then we want to help do everything that can be done in my sister and Dean's names. We want to help other crime or accident victims and their families. Thank you so much to Southern Girl. She's immediately become close to my heart in the last few days after someone posted her video to our Facebook page. You see, I'm a Southern girl too, born and raised in East Texas with Arkansans all the way back on both sides. So I'm about as Southern as it gets. Never mind that I now live in upstate New York. I just want to thank all of you that are watching and listening. I mean, can you imagine what 2 Southern girls and their friends together could do to help close cases? I can.